What's going on, everybody? My name is BobaTalks. Welcome to another Gotham video. Now, with the recent Gotham videos, I've been answering, well, a lot of these are video suggestions. So today's video is about what do I want Bruce's suit to look like, or how do I think it is going to happen? Maybe mixed in, well, of course, mixed in with a bit of my own. What do I think it should look like, and how do I think this should happen? Now, I've answered this in quite a few streams before, but I just wanted to kind of go into a bit of detail, talk from the top of my head as I usually do, but also referencing a few things that might be happening in season 5 with the information that the almighty overlord John Stevens, executive producer, showrunner of Gotham, has given us, but also take stuff like that with a huge grain of salt, because I think we've known in the past, my lovely ladies and gentlemen, that not everything comes to fruition that is teased. So yeah. Now, the thing is with Bruce Wayne and Gotham, and the fact it's kind of ending, obviously, in season 5. I've said how we, kind of losing Gotham just as we're getting Gotham. So they definitely could have gone to like season 6. I definitely believe that. One of the biggest things with a potentially quite a small season is, oh my god, how are they going to cram all this in, amongst loads of other things that we could talk about that for days and days and days. But one of the more important things is that we've been told by the showrunner, one of the showrunners, John Stevens, that they're not leaving anything on the table. They've got it as, quite literally, I've written down, we're going to see him make the final steps. Fair enough, because this is the 5th and final season of Gotham. And that there are not going to be any steps for Bruce Wayne that does not get taken this season. We're going to see him go all the way. And that's not surprising. You may have heard this before. So we are going to see Bruce go all the way. And there has been talk of like time jumps. Is there going to be a time jump? And I'll answer how that comes into my theory, or how I kind of want it to happen with the suit. Let's talk about the actual suit situation first of all. How do I want this to happen? As you guys may know, excuse me for a second, as you guys may have heard, the 5th and final season will be kind of doing a loose adaptation of the Batman New 52 story, Batman 0 Year. Pretty cool comic book. I'm going to reread it again before I want to kind of make a video on how Gotham might adapt the storyline in particular. The reason why I'm bringing it up now is obviously Bruce Wayne, in a portion of that comic, it's in 2 parts, but has this kind of newbie-esque Batman costume. Now, we have seen Gotham do this before. We've seen Bruce, which I prefer over that Batsuit that Lucius Fox gave him. Remember, like, the kind of fabric, kind of balaclava like he had, which looked really, kind of Batman-y with the nose. It had a very pointed nose bit. It was pretty cool, and then he had the hood up with his trench coat kind of thing. I kind of dug that more than, the goddamn jacket we got. The kind of Michelin Man jacket with the the half the cow face that Alfred made for him, but then he threw in the fire and burned. That's just me. I did think that's kind of cool. Would it make sense for him to have the ears, even though everyone was complaining about that, because he hasn't got the symbol yet. Otherwise, he would be called the Bat or the Batman at that point. So that's why we got like the non-faceless, that non-ear cowl, sorry, should I say. But that kind of went to hell, and then we've just had Bruce in the motorcycle jacket for the last few kind of episodes, ever since Jerome and Jeremiah's story arc entered in. But this time, it looks like we probably, most definitely, 99.8% will be getting one rendition of the Batman suit. Just like if you watch Smallville, we did see Tom Welling run, and we saw the S underneath. I think there's going to be a couple of ways they can do this. But what do I want? Like, what do I want to see in this suit? I do not want to see, I just do not want to see Bruce Wayne, like David Mazouz's Bruce Wayne, in the current timeline of Gotham, at 18 years old, don, like a fully fledged cowl, like a metallic kind of futuristic kind of Batman suit. I've always said in my streams, I don't want to see an Arkham Knight David Mazouz, Bruce Wayne, Batman. And what I'm talking about is, those cool scenes. It's almost Tony Stark-esque, where you see, like, Bruce's, like, in the Arkham video games, the suit go on, like, the chest go in and out, like, the mechanics of it, right? It's a proper beefy Batman suit, mechanically wise, rather than the Arkham Asylum version. As badass as that is, and I know some people disagree with this, I do not want to see that suit on 150-pound tops. I'm guessing, David Mazouz, who would require 20 to 30 plus pounds more of muscle on him. It's just, no, it would look so premature and so cringy and so bad. I'm just saying it. It really, 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 really would. And if you really think, honestly, that David Mazouz needs to be an Arkham Knight-esque, even, heck, like the Nolan series Batman costume that Christian Bale had. If you think that he should wear that, I think that would look so silly. It just would. It just really, really, really would. Now, guys, hang on with me if I'm ruffling your feathers a bit, because you may think the complete opposite. I do think there is a way they can make this work. Two ways, in fact. First of all, what I want to see, and the one way I think they can make it work, is in 0 Year, as I mentioned earlier in this video, Bruce Wayne is in a bit of a newbie suit. Like, we see him, just like we saw on the Gotham TV show. Do you remember when he grappled away from the guy after flame throwing him, like with a blowtorch? Can't remember exactly. But it was literally just a rope that he had on him with a bit of a grapple hook. I think that he might have picked up in the workshop at the time. I don't think he traveled with it. But in 0 Year, he has just like a shirt with like a bat emblem on it. He even has a cowl. He just has like tools and stuff like that. I think he has a crossbow instead of his grappling gun. Just things like that. It was a lot more amateur Batman, and that's what I really dig. And by all means, I think that would be translated beautifully into Gotham. Because if they're not going to leave anything on the table, and they are going to go all out this season, and I predict that would be more towards if we are going to get the suit, rather than it actually even being a Tom Welling like 15-second scene, which I think we'll still kind of get that. I think we might get the emblem potentially beforehand and his calling and like the bat, maybe let's print this on something. And if we are going to get that, I think it should be with the newbie 0 Year kind of suit. I don't think Bruce should have even Arkham Asylum armor, let alone Arkham Knight tech armor. That would just be ridiculous. I know Gotham, it wouldn't really support that kind of technology right now. I mean, we do have different kind of timeless era stuff. I know all about that. But fully fledged Arkham Knight kind of stuff would just be ridiculous. Like, it wouldn't fit in this timeline, even though it is kind of timeless. Right now, that is. Maybe like 5-7 years down the future, I can imagine that. So the reason why I think this would work so much better than a fully fledged Batman suit in season 5, and I will get to how I think a fully fledged Batman suit would work on David Mazouz, it's just because, as I mentioned, it kind of would look so silly. Look, it's like me, guys. I'm skinny. I'm not muscly. David Mazouz is a similar build to me. And imagine me in a fully fledged Batman suit. It would just look stupid. It would look like, what are you doing? What are you doing, TV show? This doesn't look quite right. But with what they've done already, they've kind of expanded on different versions of a proto suit, haven't they? They're kind of, yes, I know, like armor, they can like add padding and stuff like that, in like they did with the Lucius Fox one. But like they can make it Nubia, and I think a 0 Year version of that would be brilliant. Given the symbol and given the calling that we might get in season 5, which we will get, Bruce might apply the symbol to it. And then it would just be cool seeing how it has to transition first rather than going into a fully fledged. It just makes sense, guys. I know I've repeated myself quite a bit by now, but I just feel like I have to reiterate why it would look so silly if they just jumped to like a fully fledged cape and everything. Maybe a cape could be transitioned, maybe into an early version, but right now I would love to see like what I'm looking at on screen right now. A kind of just a shirt, some combat camo kind of trousers, maybe even a utility belt with a backpack and just stuff like that, and maybe a cowl with that, because that would be the primal Batman thing for him to have first, and like the symbol on the chest, and then transition that into a fully fledged suit of armor, which brings me to how they still can do a fully fledged Batman suit in Gotham season 5, is that they will do a time jump. So in the last episode, I think they could do a time jump into a few years into the future, and this would be like a 12 to 20 second scene. In the last bit of the episode, we see Sean Pertwee's Alfred, and this is kind of leads into a video I want to make as well, in how a time jump can be included into Gotham, and how what I think they would do, kind of Gotham predictions, if you will. But just a teaser of that is how Gotham could end with a fully fledged Batman suit on our David Mazouz Bruce Wayne. That wouldn't look cringy, that wouldn't look silly, and not forced, is that it's a time jump. And we would see the Alfred come in aged. We'd see maybe a Jim Gordon with the mustache. All of this would be kind of montagey-esque, but the final bit of the montage would be seeing a body double of our Bruce Wayne looking a bit beefier. Whether they somehow pull off really good CGI on the face, or they just do it in a way that, you know, makes him look a little bit older, they can do this. If it's only a 20-second clip, they don't have to spend loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of money to achieve that, I don't think. Or if they wanted to save a bit more money and they wanted to use body double and stuff, they could have it, if you remember in Batman vs Superman, when Ben Affleck was just, you know, the armor turned round and then Ben Affleck was looking up at the Batsuit. I reckon that would be cool as well, because we would get the fully fledged Batsuit. without David Mazouz wearing it. We assume that he's like 22, 23, 24, and Alfred's just like Master B. There's something else going on here in the Batcave, and then like at the ending shot just appears or pans to Bruce looking at the armor or pressing something that opens the cave. They go in there, you see the Batsuit. Do you know what I mean? That would be a really cool way to still get it, and even if he wore it, they could achieve it, as I mentioned, with a body double or something like that, because obviously David Mazouz isn't going to be any hencher, you know, for this flash forward scene, time jump scene. That I think this would just make sense. So if they're gonna take the steps, as John Stevens has said, to really, you know, leave nothing on the table, completely go everything, fill out Batman this season, he will be making that transition. First of all, if you're doing a mini time jump as seasons do in between, make him wear the Batman 0 Year-esque stuff, and then when you want to end the show, add the montage of, as I mentioned, the villains, blah, blah, blah. And then the last final shot is of David Mazouz's Bruce Wayne and, you know, Sean Pertwee's Alfred in the future as Batman with his armor on the freaking dummy, whatever you want to call it. That would be the best way to approach it, rather than giving the cape a thingy and actually putting on a really scrawny guy. It just wouldn't work that way. I'm sorry, it just wouldn't work that way. But I feel like these are the best ways they could do it. And the thing is, anyway, I'm very confident that it will go one of these ways, or if not both of these ways. I'm not saying it's going to go concretely my way at all, but season 5 time jump rumors have been a big rumor for a while. But it got even so heavily more commented on because of the fact that we might not be getting as many episodes, and the stuff they were going to do if they got a full season order will have to be skipped over. For example, John Stevens did say about the time jump rumors, he was like laughing and kind of like being kind of really careful to answer this question by saying, I would say that's possible, and I would say that's not a crazy theory. So that kind of does make sense with them putting Selena in, you know, for example, with that injury, thanks to Jeremiah, there could be 2 time jumps. So one in the middle, accelerating a lot of the characters' arcs, maybe accelerating a lot of time with No Man's Land, and then regardless of the story in season 5, a massive time jump by a few years right at the end, just to show, since the season and, you know, this show is ending, it would be nice to get some closure with Bruce Wayne, David Mazouz as our Bruce Wayne, Batman as Batman even, and, you know, just getting a glimpse of that universe in the future as we're not getting these future seasons. That would be beautiful. And then, as I mentioned, and that way it would make more sense. You could show that, David Mazouz as Bruce Wayne and Batman as a hencher person, you know, movie magic being the, you know, highlighting words there. That way, guys, that's my idea and blabbered version of how they can do it in both ways. A Nubia Batman, 0 Year, and then a massive time jump again right at the very end. But I've got loads and loads of theories on how this time jump will show other things as well, but I will go over those in different videos. But anyway, guys, that is just my opinion, and my opinion on how I think it should go, mixed with a little bit of how I think it actually will go. But let me know if you agree with me or if you disagree with me. Let me know your thoughts on everything I discussed in this episode. Let's get a discussion and a conversation going on in the comment section down below, because you may have a complete different way of doing this. But apart from that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more Gotham videos just like this, including season 5 when it comes out, reviews wise and everything like that, wonderful Batman-ness, subscribe to this channel for more videos. Apart from that, check out the links in my description, always expanded description box below. I have Discord, I have Twitter, follow me on there, check out my Patreon. Do consider supporting me on that, as it really does help fuel the content that I create on this channel. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.